such an exciting day. As you guys just saw, it finally arrived to Miami. This is probably, I would say, one of the most interesting pieces that we've ever had in our showroom. This is the original. This is not a copy. This is not an LM002 that we just put graphics on. This is the original car that ran the Dakar Rally. One of 4 period LM002s that ran different rallies. This is one of 2 that actually successfully ran the rally. And man, what an honor it is to have it here with us in Miami. We're not sure exactly what we're going to do yet. It just finished a major mechanical restoration, so fuel system, brakes, etc. We haven't touched the cosmetics, we haven't touched paint, we haven't touched the interior, because really we might actually just leave it the way it is for the next owner to use, drive, and enjoy the way it sits today. We'll see. We're definitely going to clean a few things, but we've got something very special for you. We have the original driver. That while I was actually traveling a couple weeks ago, Albert Manduca, our in-house creative director, was able to interview the original driver who ran this back in the day. So such a cool story. We had to share it with you guys. We have much more coming with this project. At some point, we're definitely going to be driving it ourselves. I think the new owner might even be racing it in a classic Dakar rally. So we'll have some great content on this. Do not forget to subscribe. Do not forget to like. Thank you so much to all of our supporters and fans. Stay tuned for more on the LM002 Rally Dakar car.
Okay, so my name is Andrea Barenghi, as you know already. I've been a professional race driver. I drove for BMW, Alfa Romeo, and as well as Ford in Super Turismo. And I participated in several car racing, jet ski racing, helicopter racing. So I race everything that has an engine. And one day I had this dream of participating to the Paris-Dakar Rally, which is something we all look at here in Europe very closely. And a guy who was trading cars calls me a morning and says, "Listen, I have a good deal for you. It's a Lamborghini." I said, "What am I going to do with that?" He said, "Well, you dream to do the Paris-Dakar, why don't you prepare a car like that?" I said, "That's a crazy idea, and it's far too expensive, I can afford it," so on and so forth. We negotiated a little bit, and he sold me this car he couldn't sell because in those years it was a very difficult car for sale. And I bought it for not very much money. And this car belonged to the family Mimran. They were the owners of Lamborghini in that period. This was the car of Madame Mimran, which was a beautiful car as well. It was dark blue, leather interior, magnificent. And when I looked at the car, I said, "Oh my God, I'm not going to modify this car. It looks so nice like this." But it happened to be that in those years, I had a very good friend of mine. He had a Lamborghini shop here in Geneva called Mura Services. And I called him and I told him, "Listen, I just bought this car. What about the idea of trying to modify it and go to the Dakar Rally?" He said, "Great, bring it here." So that's what I did. We worked on the car for a year and a half to get it ready. So we did a lot of modifications. I don't know if you want to go into the details of all the modifications we've done, of course. Okay. So first of all, of course, the suspension, which was a big problem at the end, but I'm going to get back to this after. We modified the engine because we had carburetors, Webers, and the car used to burn so much fuel that we couldn't even think about ending the first stage with the fuel we could have on the car. So we modified it. We installed a fuel injection that we took from a Mercedes car and a Bosch injection. We modified all the cooling of the car, engine, gearbox, everything that had to be cool, because of course we knew that the cars would be under huge stress. And we added a roll bar, of course, a roll bar cage, and an 800 liters, if I remember well, fuel tank, 800 liters on the back, yeah. And we tried the car a few times here in Switzerland, but we never had the occasion to really try it in desert conditions. So we drove down to Granada because the start of the race in those years was from Granada. And the first day was such a muddy day that maybe 30% of the cars never made it to the end. We luckily made it, but it wasn't easy because I mean we had those big, huge tires which are not made for mud. It's like going with slick tires on ice. It was exactly the same story. We finally end up getting into Morocco, and the car was running well. We didn't have any major trouble. We were very much positively surprised at how the car used to drive on the sand, which was amazing. I mean, everybody would get stuck in the sand, but thanks to those huge, immense wheels, we were just surfing on the dunes like a dune buggy. It was just amazing. The only problem we had is that the suspension, which we didn't do ourselves, we had a workshop working on it for us, would knock on rebounds, and unfortunately would break because the wheels were so heavy. Each wheel weighs something like 80 kilograms, plus the arms and everything, you get to almost 200 kilos. So, you know, it would just drag down all the suspension, and we broke something like 20 shock absorbers. And these are specially made for that car. And after a week, we didn't have any more spares to change, and we had to abandon the race, unfortunately. But it's an amazing story because we found out that only 2 Lamborghinis really participated in the Paris-Dakar. One is ours, one was with Sandro Munari. There was a third one, but we never understood really how this car was made because it was prepared somewhere in Switzerland. We don't know exactly what the story was. So this car really has an amazing story. Then I sold it to a guy here in Switzerland who sold it back to Gilles de Pastor, who's a very well-known guy. He has a team called Venturi. He develops electric cars and electric motorbikes as well. And this guy had a lot of Lamborghinis, and then he sold it to somewhere in Paris, and the car ended up in the United States lately. That's the last time I heard of it, when I saw it on your internet site. So I'm very happy to see that the car is still alive because we loved it. We worked so hard on it. It's really been an amazing story to get it prepared for such a difficult race. I mean, in the first place, it was just a crazy idea. But we found out that the car was so solidly built that there was no reason for it not to be able to go to the end of such a race. So what we did, I bought the car for not a big amount of money in those years. I got a little help from Lamborghini. They gave me some spares. Not really gave me, I had to pay them, but I had a very good rebate. Pirelli gave us all the tires, which were very, very difficult to find. We had 4 complete sets of tires from Pirelli, which was a big help. I had Beta Utensili. Beta belongs to friends of mine who gave me some help as well, and that's it. I mean, we did it with the little money that we had on the side, and we managed to go to present the car to Granada for the start of the race.